Yo, what is going on, people? Hope we're all doing well from wherever we are. My name is LLB. Today we're kind of rewinding the clock. Basically, about 2 weeks ago, I had a really good conversation with another producer called Beats by Danny. His channel's been similar to mine, like he mainly gears his content more towards like selling beats online. I've kind of stayed away from that, but he's going all in on beat selling gems, so definitely go check him out if you want to learn more about networking, beat selling, you know, all the marketing side of the whole music part of, you know, making money from music. But yeah, we sat down about 2 weeks ago. We had a really good chat about collabing with other producers and why that can be like super important for your development and growing your audience. I had the same thought pattern as like a lot of you guys, especially in the beginning. I was like, you know, like, I've got no following. What's the point in reaching out to big artists? Or like when I did reach out to bigger artists, I either got ignored or just like, you know, rejected. But we dive into some good gems in this video and basically just explain why and how you can go about collabing with producers in the right way that will get you the most responses, that will get you the collabs that you actually want. But yeah, I'm just gonna let this run. We had about half an hour chat. I thought I'd just basically upload the whole thing uncut, just so you guys can really get all of the gems with this video. It's quite a long one, but you know, sit through it, take notes, and hopefully there's some things that you guys can take from it and put into your own game plan. Trust me, they work. I've been doing this for a while now, so you know, I kind of like pulled in and just dropped in all the things that I've personally done to, you know, get me going as well as a producer. Make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 20K before Christmas, before New Year's, before 2021. We're gonna hit 20K. That's the goal. Make sure you like the video. That helps the videos out a whole lot. Drop a comment. You know the deal. But yeah, let's get into this.
All right, welcome LLB. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for making the time out of your day to sync up and talk about our topic today, which is how to collaborate with other producers, whether it's on beats or on YouTube, to help expand your brand and expand your reach, potentially get more sales. Welcome to the channel, and yeah, just give yourself a brief intro for people who might not know you on my channel.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, thanks for setting all this up, man. I like what you're doing with all this. You know, collaborating with other producers, so it's working pretty well. As I said, my name is LLB. I make beats. I do YouTube. Previously, I was mainly like beat selling videos, kind of segued into like more beat making tutorials, beat making cock-ups, you know, vlog style videos, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I've just been making music for like the past 3 years and just kind of gone with the flow, really, and no structure to it. Just, you know, not winged it, but just put a lot of work in and you know, kind of gone with what felt natural. And
nice.
Yeah, man, here now.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I love your content, man, especially because I've seen so many cook-up videos, but I like the fact that you like vlog in between it, and it's not just about the music. It's like we get to know you and your personality, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I kind of want to like talk a little bit about, you know, why collaboration is important, why more producers should be collaborating with each other. People hit me up constantly, probably the same thing for you, like in the DMs, like, yo, can we collaborate? Can I send you samples? Can I send you loops? So I kind of want to give people advice on, you know, what are some of the best ways to go about it, being respectful of other people's time, being respectful of their brand and what they're trying to do. So in your opinion, what are some of the benefits of collaborating with other producers? Like what would make you collab with someone else?
I don't normally like look at, if someone sends me a message, I don't go to their Instagram and look at like, oh, they haven't got barely any followers. I don't really look at that. I just look at how people like approach, like you said, if you just come, and it's the same for me reaching out to other people, like if you just think about what their position is and like, not in like a hierarchy type style, but just, you know, be respectful of how long they've been doing it and like, what they're trying to build for themselves and just direct your message in that way. So like if someone reaches out, I always reply to most messages unless it's really just somebody saying, bro, send me loops, I want to collab with you. So well, you've said that to me, like what are you talking about? So yeah, so like if someone reaches out, they're just like, hey man, I've been watching you on YouTube for a while. That's normally what people come from, is for YouTube. And they say, you know, I'd love to work on something with you. I've got a bunch of loops, can I send them through? I'll just say, yeah, swing them through. I always say like, you know, I do make a lot of videos, so I'm not really making beats all day, but send them through. If I'm feeling like just using the loops sometime, I'll just, you know, then I'll come back to your email. It might not be now, it might be in a few weeks, but yeah, I normally do that. If someone, it depends. And the thing is as well, people say like some people charge for collabs. It all depends. It depends on the person. It's like, you know, if it's a beginner and they come in, or like someone who's quite small and they really want the promo, I'll say, okay, let's do a paid collab. I'll make the beat on my YouTube. Put some money behind the actual beat, you know, and I do it that way. So they're paying me to collab, but they're also getting like a lot back for it. I normally, if I do a paid collab, I'll put money behind an ad on that specific beat that we've made together, just to get it out there. And then I'll also do like a cook up on YouTube. So there's so many different ways. There's so many different ways to go about it, but it's just been about respectful for the other person's brand.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. And like people underestimate like that whole like way to approach people online, especially like through social media. Yeah, because usually the DMs are like, hey bro, let's collab. Like, and yeah, like you mentioned, like it doesn't really matter whether they have hundreds or thousands of followers. For me, yeah, again, it's like, does your music just sound good? Like, does it sound like, you can bring something to the table that I can't, or, in what ways is the collaboration really going to benefit? Yeah, I know when I reached out to you, it was like, YouTube had just released a feature that was like, your viewers are also watching these other videos. And like, you were like 3 of the videos that people were watching. So I was like, all right, let me see what kind of content he's making. And then I saw at the time you were doing like, how to sell beats online as well. So I was like, all right, this is perfect. Like this would make sense because our audiences would kind of benefit from knowing about each other's channels. And then, I just found your Instagram and I like DM'd you, but I like think I explained to you like, hey, this is how I found you. Here's how I think we could work together. Like, what does it sound like to you? So I think, definitely like the approach on how you establish the relationship, I think is really important. That
it's the mindset as well, isn't it? It's like you reached out to me, and I'm assuming you've done this with everybody else, like thinking about why it's a good idea. And you just quickly said that the people that just want something, they don't like, it's obvious. They just say like, it's normally like a 1-sentence message saying, bro, send me loops. Let's work. Or sometimes just let's work. Or like, it's a bit pointless. Like if they received a message like that, I'm sure they wouldn't respond to it. So
And what do you think some of the benefits of, like, you touched on like not needing to have like a huge following to collaborate, but like, I saw that you collaborated with like Ocean for his podcast. Like I would call it a collaboration, just like working with another, creative mind on like content. What are some of the benefits of like, something like that happening for you? Like what could that bring to the table for you?
It's just like, I know everyone says this, but it is a really good way of just like tapping into somebody else's audience. And to be honest, like when we did the podcast, it wasn't even me asking to be on it. Like he spoke to me before, he reached out and he just said, I've just found your videos. It's a bit different from like the normal stuff. So I just thought I'd reach out. I was like, oh, thanks a lot. Didn't speak for a couple more weeks. And then I saw something on his story. I think he got a car or something. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. And like, it's so much better having a car. And he's like, oh yeah. And he went, oh, I forgot to ask you, did you want to come on the podcast? And then that was it. And was nice. On the podcast. So it could even be as simple as that, like just having those little conversations with people. And it's just really valuable. It really is. Like, don't worry about the money. A lot of people are like, well, I'm collabing with this person, but who's paying you? I was like, just collab, like just do anything. Free, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Like just being able to be like, when you approached him like about the car, it was like nothing to do with like wanting to collab or wanting to make a video.
And I wasn't even thinking about it. I was just like, oh, nice car.
And like a lot of people, like a lot of producers would be like, oh, you don't want to collab with me because you have so many thousands of followers or whatever. Like, it's usually not the case. Like, usually, like, I appreciate people that hit me up and are like, sometimes I'll write like, oh, I had a bad day today or something. Someone will hit me up and be like, yo, keep your head up. You're inspiring me. Like, just keep going. And I'll mess with those people. Like, I'll follow those people back because like, those people genuinely like cared about something that was going on in my life. So like to your point, like sometimes establishing the connection via something that's not about a collaboration or about music even could benefit you.
I think, an easy way to go about it as well is I think a lot of producers overcomplicate the whole like trying to land a collab process.
Yeah.
All you have to do is look at who you actually mess with now. And they're actually invested in, and then you just reach out to those people because they know they can see that you've been following them. If you've been engaging with them for a while already, you just be more active in showing like them like direct support. Just send them a DM saying exactly like you said, because I noticed people who follow the channel or who've commented before, and if they send me a DM, I notice it straight away, and I noticed like you notice names. It's not like it's just about reaching out in the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that. Yeah, like when I do live streams, I've collaborated with a lot of people that have shown up to my live stream to like really show up and show support. And, you know, I'll hear their beat during the live stream and then I'll find out they play the guitar. And then I'll be like, oh, like, do you want to work on a guitar track with me so that we can make something? And like, yeah, just it'll develop organically in that way. So yeah,
And
definitely
you're
like,
saving each other like a ton of time as well. Like
yeah,
if you really like making guitar beats, but you
yeah,
can't play guitar, and you find someone who does, and
yeah,
you really like that realistic kind of
yeah,
guitar loops, then there you go. You've got someone that's going to make loops for you for free,
yeah, exactly.
most likely as well.
Yeah, like right now, even I'm collaborating with someone like on tracks, and I've actually asked him in return, like, can I pay him for guitar lessons? Because I actually really want to learn how to play guitar. And now a collaboration that was free turned into like something paid down the line, but it took maybe like 2 or 3 months to get there for him. But at this point, like, you know, that's a side benefit of him just being like, okay, we're gonna collab on tracks or whatever.
And paid collabs as well. Like I spoke to this guy earlier this morning about this. Do you follow Internet Money
Yeah.
much? Do you
Yeah.
know who Rio Lever is?
Yeah. Hmm.
So about 2 years ago now, he bought a paid collab through my beat store.
Oh, dope.
I just thought of this. I just remembered this now. And so he bought a paid collab through my beat store about 2 years ago. He's a really nice kid. Like, he sent me some loops. I made a beat, put it on my beat store. It was all fine.
Yeah.
And this was back when I only had like 4K subs on YouTube. Wasn't really doing much.
Yeah.
But he came through. He paid for a collab, did a beat. But this isn't anything attributed to me. This is just his mindset for collabs, because he was obviously doing this with lots of producers and being really embedded in like the community. So
Yeah.
we did the collab, and then didn't hear from him. Obviously, that was it. That was done.
Yeah.
About 2 months later, maybe month and a half, 2 months, I looked on Twitter and it said, "Congrats to Rio Lever. We've just signed Rio Lever to Internet Money." And now
Wow.
he's living in the Internet Money mansion. Like, yeah, I've seen him in the studio with like
Yeah.
Future. I think he got a couple of placements with Future. He was on one
Wow.
of Lil Uzi's EPs. It's like,
Yeah.
and that came through him just being active and investing in like little collabs here and there. And
Yeah.
man, I thought that was insane. Like, I just saw
Yeah.
it. I was like, what? Because he
Yeah.
didn't been making beats for like a year.
That's crazy. And that's like a low key gem too, because a lot of people are afraid to spend money. Like they'll see someone with 500 followers and they'll be like, okay, it's not worth a collab. But that 500 follower producer could be doing what you just said, like paying for other collabs. And later on down the line, like someone might be like, yo, you're really good at this one thing. Can you just keep doing it? And eventually get into like an internet money situation. So I think that's a low key gem right there, that even if you do pay for things that you might think might not pay off, like eventually one of them might actually land. So
Yeah. And it's like, what, like $20, $50, here and there. It's not much.
yeah, I remember my first collabs were BeatStars collabs. So BeatStars used to do these summits in Austin, Texas, where essentially you'd go and you'd collab. Like I collab with Cash Money AP. I collab with DJ Pain One. I Dream Life Beats. This guy Dylan Graham. So I'll break down each one of those. Like basically I paid, I think it was $300 to collab and spend maybe 4 hours in the studio with. There were about 20 producers. And BeatStars, they don't do this anymore, I think, obviously because of the pandemic. But basically, you would fly down, you'd be in a session for 4 hours with Cash Money AP. And literally, he would just sit there and say, who's got loops? And he would just take the loops and work on tracks with you. And a lot of producers, for some reason, didn't show up with loops. But I showed up with the loop. And so I think I did maybe like, in total, 3 tracks with Cash Money AP. And that was like my first collab. And then the second year I did it the following year. I collabed with this guy, Dream Life Beats, who now has placements with like Joey Badass, Logic, like all these people. But like at the time, I knew nothing about him. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he was doing. And then the third one was with this guy, Dylan Graham, who's crazy on the keys. And like, I was like, I hope he doesn't mind this, but like I was literally the only one in the session with him. Like Cash Money had like 20 producers in the room. This guy Dylan had like, it was just me and him in the studio, just working on tracks. So no one like wanted to pay for a collab with him because he didn't have a big name. No one knew who he was. Now, literally, Dylan has been getting placements left and right because of his ability. So like, it just goes to show you, like, even if you don't know the producer, even if you don't know what it is, like if you just respect people and you respect their time and their musicality, like BeatStars had him there for a reason. So in my opinion, I was like, sure, I'll pay for a collab with him. And I did it. And honestly, like the collab never came out, but he taught me so much within that session outside of just, being able to sell my beat for me on his store. He taught me about like how to brand myself, things I should be doing, things I should be investing in. He was actually the first person to tell me to start making sample packs. He was like, look, sample packs are going to start making money. Like you should really think about, not just selling to artists, but selling to producers. Like he broke down so much for me, and I got so much value out of those sessions that I wouldn't have gotten had I not like just thought like, let me just invest my time with this person. So
yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And and you never know how quick it could happen as well. It's like, like you said with that guy, no one knew him, and like a year later, 6 months later, everyone knows him.
Yeah, he's got tracks with like Dave East. He's got tracks with like I can't even name the amount of people he's already like done stuff with. When you're looking for collabs or when you're thinking about growing your brand or your presence, do you find yourself thinking about reaching out to other producers or artists or anyone else that you could collab with? Is that like a strategy you think you're trying to pursue, or it's not really like top of your mind?
I really feel like I should be doing more of it. Like I don't consciously think like it'd be a really good idea to do this. I know it is a good idea to go out and collab with people.
Yeah.
Like when because I'm in the house most of the day, obviously I'm working here. So I'm just kind of, I get into a routine of like, get the camera out, film a video, make a few beats, get everything uploaded, and then the next day edit the video, get it, upload that. And then it's like a recycle, just like every other day, same thing. So I never like, unless someone reaches out to me, I always just either forget to do it or like I'm just like too engrossed in what I'm doing to even think about it. So but I really do need to do that. I actually reached out to Ocean earlier. I noticed that he's moving back down to London, nice. and I'm flying back to the UK on in like December to surprise the family.
Cool.
I'll just send him a message, see if he wants to do anything. Like if I can get the train down, we can do something.
Nice.
And he was like, yeah, let's just do it. So that it's as easy as that. Just send someone a DM, and then like just and the thing is, it's not, you want to be convenient for that person as well. It's not like I was like, I'm in the UK, come down to where I am and let's make a beat. It's like, I've got what it's just, I'm back, I can come to you, we can do anything you want to do, you know, if you're interested. And he was like, yeah, I've got time, so let's do it. But I really, going back to the question, I think I don't do it at the minute, but I really should be like doing looking for collabs more actively.
I totally feel that. Like, I don't feel like I missed the boat, but I feel like I missed an opportunity, because when I had started on Instagram, I remember it was me, Ed Talenti. I think Eldre was like above us, but like, in terms of followers, but he was still close.
Did he start on Instagram then?
Yeah, Ed Talenti was on Instagram before YouTube.
Oh, I never knew that. I just saw him on YouTube. That's weird.
Me and Ed were like in, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but me and Ed were like in like, groups on Instagram and like helping each other out, like grow our Instagram. And like I never really collab with Ed, and I never really collab with Eldre. I think me and Eldre, I think I sent him some loops and then it didn't end up working out, or he wasn't inspired by them or something. But I was always like in that circle. But then I don't know why, like I never tried to like really pursue that. But now that I see Ed and where he's at and like the types of collaborations he did, because he collaborated with Eldre, that was like, I think his first collaboration ever, I think. And now,
he's collab with Ocean as well, isn't he? And Prod by Jack, they did that 4 producers.
The 4 producers, 1 sample. Yeah. So like I saw him use it as a strategy, and like Ed's like one of my favorite people, like in general, and like one of my favorite producers. So like he, just seeing his strategy around like being open to that. Obviously his musicality is crazy, so he brings a lot to the table, and he just has a really good vibe in his videos.
He seems like a really nice person.
Yeah, he's entertaining, and I think it's also really interesting. What makes like international people interesting to watch as a producer is like you guys have the opportunity to show the like different parts of the world that we're not used to seeing. And I think that's another cool part about collaborating is like here in America, like if I walk down the street, it looks like any other block in America, but like Ed's in like the middle of like fields and stuff in Italy. So it looks really interesting and you're like captivated. But yeah, back to the point, which is like his strategy seems to be around collaboration. I saw have Kyle Beats and Simon Servita in his most recent video. And I was just thinking like, wow, there's probably like a lot of stuff behind the scenes that he's learning or doing as a result of him just building those relationships. And every once in a while, he'll drop a collaboration video. So I think it's something that I'm definitely going to focus on moving forward. I know I did something with RMC. I did something with Excalibur, and I talk to those guys regularly. I've met them in person. So I've built relationships to the point where like, you know, they're like my homies basically. Like I talk to them almost every day at this point. And that's kind of like what I want to keep building. I think moving forward is like relationships with you and relationships with like, hopefully like Ocean and Ed Talenti and Eldre, and I can keep reaching out to those people as I build my audience and just, you know, hopefully bring more value to like the producer community and show like that we're all in this together kind of thing. And
definitely because it can get, and I've had this like start of October, like it can get like slumpy. You can sort of like, do you know what I mean? Like you kind of hit a point, like things were going well. Like, you know, my audience is growing fairly fast, much faster than it has been. Yeah. But you just kind of, you just kind of get deflated and you just think, this is going, you feel like it's going slow, but it isn't. And having those connections and like I was speaking now, I spoke with Cactus Jack or J Cactus. I spoke to him earlier. He's got a fairly decent, so I think it's about the same as me on YouTube, about 18K. And just having conversations, man, like just simple stuff like this makes a big difference, and it keeps you on the right track, because you know other people, you know, like guys like you, and you know that other people are doing the same thing, and go to the same stuff, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So. Yeah, I've definitely had those conversations with producers where it's like, oh, you go through that too? Like,
oh man, it's the worst thing in the world.
It's like, and then you have to remind people like, hey man, you have 17,000 subscribers. Like, you don't just get to 17,000 without having something to offer. You know what I mean? Like,
unless you bought fake ones.
Yeah. So like, it's definitely good to have that like group of producers that you can just be like, yo, these are just my homies, and maybe they've done something I haven't done. Like, I know right before we started recording this, we started talking about live streams, and you gave me a gem the last time we spoke, trying to set this interview up. And then hopefully I gave you a gem back, like, you know, how to set something up. So it's like small things like that, like that will take your business to like another level without even thinking about it. Yeah.
And it's like people's, I don't understand this logic, but some people, like, they say, they'll watch stuff like this, or they'll watch like a podcast with somebody. It's like, oh, I wonder how much you got paid to do that, or I wonder how much you got paid to give away the gem. It's like, it's not. You just you just naturally have conversations, and stuff comes out. You know, it's like, So anyone that's, you know, worried about that, like, don't worry. Just if you speak with people, people want to help. People that are wanting to get better themselves, they want to help other people. So
yeah. And I guess the last thing I want to touch on is like, and I'll just quickly make a comment on it, is you know, sometimes when you pay for things, like, people have certain expectations. This has happened to me before, where someone paid for a collab, and you know, I put the ads behind it, I put stuff behind it, but no one bought the beat, and then they would come back to me and say like, I thought you sold beats, you know, why didn't this one sell? And it's like, at the end of the day, like, I can't control what inspires an artist. Like, you know, I have beats that don't sell. I have beats that just sit there on my beat store and aren't doing anything for myself. So yeah. So at the same time, like, that people are paying, like, paying shouldn't be an expectation of, you know, getting a sale or it leading to a specific outcome. Paying is just paying for that person's time, or paying for the resources that they're going to use to get exposure for the beat. So yeah, I don't know if you've had examples of that too, but I've definitely had examples where people got really pissed at me, and I'm like, look, I can't force someone to buy the beat. Like, it's not.
I get that often. They'll send me, before they do it, like, I'm thinking about paying for a collaboration on your store, but what are your sales like? I'm like, some beats sell, some beats don't. You know, I can send you a screenshot of everything, but like, I can't guarantee anything. Maybe I should put like a disclaimer in the description or something. But it's not guaranteed. But what is guaranteed is you're paying for the outreach of somebody else, you know, who you clearly value their audience, and you think that that's going to help you out. So just do it. It's like, you know, I think I charge like I think it depends now. I think I've make an inquiry, but I'm not going to charge like $1,000 for a collab. It's going to be like $50 or like $60 for a collab. So yeah, it's just made that investment, and it might not pay off, but it's going to pay off in some way or shape or form, because you're paying for access to somebody else's audience that you wouldn't have had before. So.
Exactly. I think, we dropped a couple of gems in here throughout the conversation. Hopefully people found a lot of value in just hearing our experiences collaborating and how we think about collaborating with other producers. Because I also think at the same time, we didn't touch on this, but at the same time, some people are afraid to reach out because they feel like they're not good enough, or they feel like, the person might not respond to them. I would tell everyone, if you respect someone, like we just said, like reach out to them just, in a friendly, respectful, professional manner. And,
that's right.
And that's all you can do.
And the thing is, a lot of producers don't, in the beginning, a lot of producers don't know if they're good enough yet. They think they're good enough, or like they think their beats are at a good standard. But some are like on the fence, or just not, it's an uncertain time in the beginning. Yeah. So best thing again is just reach out and just say, hey man, I don't know, like if you're looking for loops, I've got some loops I can send through. Like I'm not like, I don't know how good my stuff is, but if you're interested, if you're ever looking for loops, then I can send them through. And then I'll take a listen. If I don't like them, I'm not going to use them, but I'm not going to be like a douche and just I don't know, steal them or something. But just if you're uncertain, then just reach out and ask. Like asking is it's not gonna hurt you. It's better than it's better than never knowing. So just reach out. If you keep getting people that aren't producers that aren't really interested in your loops, then it's just too early. I think a lot of producers, including myself, and maybe probably, I don't know if you're on the same thing, but because there's like a lot of beat selling stuff, and there's a lot of people talking about how you can make money from your music, people start it and then immediately think they're going to go straight into it. But I think, including myself, I think I started like a year too early in terms of trying to sell stuff and trying to make money. So if I could give advice, spend a year, 2 years, and just get really good. And then because then you're not wasting time marketing. You're not. That's the worst thing, is getting rejected. And the better you are, the less rejection you're going to get. So that's a really good point. Yeah, the only thing I always tell people is like, I might not have time. Like I have so many things with the YouTube channel and making my own beats and working with artists that sometimes I just don't have time to use your loops, and I don't want people to feel disrespected. So I always tell them that up front. Like I'm at the point where like I even have a folder. I remember this, like Ocean sent me a loop pack where he was just like, yo, let's collaborate. Here's a loop pack. And I literally haven't used them yet. I literally see the folder like every other day. But it's just like so much going on as you're trying to build your brand. And like, I know it'd be beneficial to use them and work on a video with him or something. But at the same time, it's just like, for some reason or another, I just haven't gotten around to it. So it's not even like where people are in their careers. It's just sometimes like when I get in the studio, it's just like, I just want to make a beat and I'm not using a loop. Like that's just how it goes. Just how it is. Yeah. You just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent with your outreach. And because like, you got to think about it. Like you're reaching out to somebody who's trying to do the exact same thing that you are. Maybe they're a bit further along. So they're going to be probably pretty busy. If they're making money from it already, then they're spending all day doing it. So it's going to be hard to catch someone on the right day, in the right mood, at the right time. So you just got to stay consistent with it. Same goes for placements. If people are trying to land placements, like you're just sending beats to a manager or an engineer or somebody. Yeah. And you have to catch them whilst they're at the studio, whilst they're looking for beats, because people are sending them beats all the time. Yeah. And you have to send them a beat that they're in the mood to make a beat, to make a song to on that specific day. So it's not as simple as just sending out a few beats once a month and then landing placements. You've got to just try and optimize when you do these things, and just be a bit more calculated. But the key is just to keep hitting people. I say just keep hitting people until it sticks. So.
Yeah, consistency is definitely key. Like that's the one thing. Like for me, it's like production or anything you do in life is like you just have to outlast other people. You just have to outlast the competition at this point. So.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, it's tough. It is tough, especially in the beginning. But once you start seeing small results and then a bit better, then it gets a bit better. then you realize, I think at that point you realize that you have to outlast people, which is that's the part that sucks. That's the part that sucks because you don't realize it in the beginning. But yeah, it is. It can be tough. And another thing as well is that, like, I saw a podcast. It might have been Producer Grind or something, and he was talking about producers saying it's hard to land placements. And he was like, there's not only was all that stuff important, like catching someone on the right day, right time, right mood, but then they make the song, they send it to like the label might not like it, and then it's like there's like 50 other processes that go through it in order for that to actually be released as a proper, onto an album. It's not just like they make an album and then put it on, release it. It's not.
That's so true. Yeah. Dope, man. Well, yeah, I think we dropped so many gems. Hopefully people got something out of this video, and hopefully inspire people to collaborate more. I some of my best beats are collaborations because I try to step up when I try to collaborate. So yeah, thank you for sharing your time and your experiences with us. And yeah, if you guys don't know about LLB, make sure to check out his channel. Definitely dope gems on how to sell. Also just dope cookups and vlog style videos. So giving you guys a different approach to how you can, if you're thinking about starting YouTube, how you could do your YouTube channel as well. So definitely check that out. And yeah, man, thank you for coming on.
It's all good. Oh, one last thing. Because I forgot to mention this, because collaborating is good. However, be cautious. Collaborate with people who you mess with. Don't find somebody, think they're good, think they're popping, and they charge you, and then nothing happens. Okay, be careful. Okay, that's the only thing I would say as well. But yeah, just be cautious because I've had a rapper try and charge me for a feature, and I had no idea who he was, and then he started threatening me because I didn't want to pay him. So just be careful.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, make sure that you're reaching out to people who you know, or people that you've seen on YouTube, or you know that they're doing well, or that you've seen them get placement. Just somebody who you respect and someone you actually want to work with. And just be careful. Yeah, because you can get scammed.
Yeah, due diligence. I hope people know what that word means. But yeah, definitely do your research on people. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool.